guys, it is Denise from Team Two Moms here with a special guest. I have here my father. Yes, my father. Yes. His name is Orlando. I know a lot of people have been requesting to see my father on the channel and for me to have like a sit down video and just ask him some general questions that you guys may have for him. So let's go ahead and go into this. I'm a little nervous. As you guys know, I'm married to a woman, that being Ebony. We've been together for quite some time now. And of course, throughout the process of coming out, you have to come out to your parents. One being my father, who is here. So we're gonna go ahead and ask him some questions. I know when I came out, I actually did not come out to him. Like, we never just sat down in front of each other and I didn't say that I'm gay. I think he kind of found out through my mother, right?
Yeah.
So he kind of had an inclination that I was gay. So I told my mother I was gay. And then my mother told my father officially that I came out to my mother. How does that make you feel that I went to my mother and not directly to you?
I knew you was afraid of me all the time, so that's why I let you do that, because I don't know how to express myself to come towards you and let you know, oh, why didn't you come straight to me? Mm-hmm. I knew that your mother was your shield, and I left it like that. I kept it like that because that's the best thing to do. I think if I would have confronted you and scream at you, you might change. Mm-hmm. So I think that's the reason why I left it like that.
I went to my mother mainly because I had a conversation with me and my father. I guess we would talk, but it wasn't like it was never those serious talks. It was like my mother was the go-to person for the really serious talks because I was afraid of what my father would think. So I would always tell my mother something, and I always knew she would go back and tell him. So I kind of felt like a safety net with my mother, because I felt like if I tell her, she'll go ahead and tell him, and then he will accept it because he saw her reaction to whatever I'll tell her. So I think that was probably the reason I did that. What were some signs that you had that I was gay?
The way you show your emotions and your feelings, and it's just the way you are. It's totally changed. You can see it.
You can see it?
Yeah.
Was that more like, I was like a tomboy, right?
Yeah, more like a tomboy, yeah.
I guess I became serious with this one girl. During that time, that's when he had a lot of questions about whether or not I was gay. But he never asked me directly. He would always tell my mother. Why would you tell mommy and not tell me? Was you ashamed to like...
No, I was never ashamed. I was afraid that you will be afraid of me knowing. Totally, I already knew, so I just kept it to myself.
I think this was around, maybe I was like 15, 16. I know I was still in high school. I honestly can't really remember.
You was going to college by that time.
All right, so he noticed when I was in college, but guys, it was kind of before that. So how did you feel about me being gay? Like, how was your emotions? What were your thought process?
Well, like every parent, you think about it. You be like, wow. My little girl, I was always thinking you're going to be straight, but that's the way God made you. I can't change you. I gotta love you for what you are. I can't hate you for that. I still love you. It's your choice. It's not mine. So,
but I'm sure it was like a process there. Like at first you probably had like, oh, why? And then right?
Yeah,
okay.
That comes into mind. Of course, it's everybody's natural thing. Everybody's gonna be like, wow, what happened here? What did we do wrong? How did we raise our daughter to be? That's the questions that everybody asks themselves. But life is life, and life, you have to know how to take it, receive it, and it's like I said, it's your choice, not mine. I can't hate you for what you are. I just gotta love you more in every day, because if I don't, I'll lose you.
That's
Doesn't
true.
matter. We'll get separated because just for one thing, because of what you are. I don't think that's the right thing.
That's not worth it. It's not worth losing your child. Exactly. Honestly feel to the core that I was born this way. So the fact that I was able to come out to my parents, well, my mother and then my mother to my father, it made me feel comfortable to live my true authentic self and to basically not hide everything. And it feels much better when you come out, especially when you feel safe in your surroundings. Like I did. I felt like, okay, my father knows, my mother knows. I could bring my girlfriends around. I don't have to hide this behind their back. And I feel like I can be genuinely the person that I feel like I was born to be. So now that I am an adult and I have children and I have a wife and everything, how did you ever foresee me having a family and having children? Did you feel like when I came out to you that wasn't something that was, something that was capable of us doing because we are two women?
Yeah. About having children, it was kind of tough. I think that you was afraid of having children, and it was always hit my mind. Denise wants to have children. I wanted to have a family, and for you to give me a family.
No. Okay. So I think another thing is that my father also thought that, okay, so Ebony had our first child, Olivia, and then I gave birth. I had the twin boys. During the time of our journey, me and my dad had this conversation about that I actually had the feeling of wanting to give birth. Mm-hmm. And when I told him that, he was like, but wait, I thought you wanted to be more masculine, more of a guy. Mm-hmm. I didn't know you had that mindset of wanting to have a baby.
I was the happiest man alive. Nobody can imagine. It was the greatest moment in my life when I found out that you was pregnant. I was so happy. I was really enjoying it, and I'm still enjoying it every day I come here. And I see the boys, and I see Ali, how they get along so good, and Ebony too. It's a wonderful family, and I appreciate that. I really appreciate having family, no matter what they are. Mm-hmm. It's just a family, just like any other family.
Now, have you ever seen a same-sex family have children like us? Like, have you ever seen this before?
No.
No, right?
This is it's like an experience because I never seen that before in my life. So I heard about it, but not the way I'm experiencing right now.
And this is the main reason why me and Ebony put our lives on the internet. To have a family like ours is extremely possible. So one of the things that I noticed that the older generation does not know that a family like ours is something that is in fact possible. And another question I want to ask is, do you feel like because we're gay, we're gonna raise gay children?
I think kids grow as you raise them. Yeah, it doesn't mean because the two women raise kid, they're gonna be just like the parents. I think the kids grow as they want, and that's how you treat them. Mm-hmm. That's the way it is. Me and your mother was different sex. I'm a man, she was a woman, and look how you came out. What made it change? Was it me? Was it her? Nobody changes anybody. Everybody grows to be what they want to be. There's nothing you can do about it. You just gotta love it and keep going in life and make it happy.
And I feel like we show a lot of love to our children. We teach them right from wrong, and I think those are the most important aspects of growing well-rounded children. So my parents have been separated for 5 years. So ever since that separation, the communication has been actually direct between me and my father. So my mother is no longer the middle person so I don't talk to my mother and then my mother talks to my father. Now that they're divorced, it's just a straight on conversation between me and my father. I mean, for the general part, I feel like our relationship is just the same.
The same.
Right?
It doesn't change.
Yeah.
We laugh on the phone, we smile.
We make jokes.
We share. She shares her problems, a little bit of her problems with me because she's still a little But she shares a little bit of her problems, like job-wise and all kinds of problems, like little bit. If I can give her an advice, I will. And I share my problems a little bit with her too. I'm not a great talker, but that's the way I am.
So, Bobby, what advice do you have for fathers who are experiencing their child coming out to them?
Well, the only thing I can tell them is you gotta let your kid be whatever they want to be and treat them as much as possible. Give them love. It's not something that is wow. It's still the same. Love should be the same. It's equal. It should be equal for everybody. Everybody.
And it always takes time to absorb when a child is coming out to you. Because, of course, I told my mother, and my mother told my father, we had to give him time. And I had to give my mother time. Expect that, just give the person, the parent, time before they actually react. So that's a piece of advice I give. So.
Well, love each other no matter what. No matter who you are, what are you? You love each other, and you'll be the greatest family.
All right, you guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my father being on the channel. It was a pleasure to have him. Thank you, Papi. All right, you guys. It is Team 2 Moms. 1, 2, 3. Peace.